My son's bride asked me not to wear white, but her secret was far worse. I'll never forget the day my future daughter-in-law, Emily, called me. Her voice was sweet, polite, almost too polite. "Margaret," she said, "I know it's tradition, but could you please not wear white at the wedding?" At first, I thought she was joking. I laughed lightly. "Of course, dear," I said. I wasn't planning to wear white anyway. "That's for the bride." But she hesitated. "No, I mean, don't wear any shade of white. Not ivory, not cream, not beige. Nothing light." That struck me as odd. I'd been to dozens of weddings. And sure, brides usually wanted to stand out, but this sounded almost fearful. Still, I brushed it off. "No problem," I said. "I'll wear something colorful." She sounded relieved. Too relieved. That should have been my first warning. When my son, Daniel, brought Emily home for the first time. She seemed perfect, soft-spoken, charming, always with that flawless smile. Daniel was glowing. "Mom, isn't she amazing?" he'd say. "She's everything I ever wanted." And I believed him. Because Emily acted like a dream. She helped me cook, always complimented my home, and even brought me flowers once. But sometimes I'd catch her watching me, eyes sharp, calculating. And when I'd turn, she'd quickly smile again. That fake practice smile. I tried to shake off the unease. Maybe I was just being protective. After all, every mother worries about her only son. At their engagement party, I wore a light blue dress. It was modest, respectful, something a mother would wear. But when I arrived, I saw Emily's face tighten. "Margaret, you look lovely," she said through clenched teeth. Then she leaned in, whispering, "I told you, no light colors." I froze. "This is blue," I said quietly. She smiled. That cold, rehearsed smile again. "It's close enough to white in photos," she said. "You're shining too much." Shining too much. Those words echoed in my head for the rest of the night. Why would she say that? Why did she sound threatened? I watched her cling to my son all evening, always glancing toward me like I was some enemy. And that was when the first seed of suspicion took root. A few weeks before the wedding, Daniel came home one evening looking worried. "Mom," he said, "Emily's been distant lately. She gets upset when I ask about her past. She doesn't like talking about her family." That caught my attention. I asked, "Where are her parents from?" He hesitated. "She said they live overseas. Somewhere in Europe." But he couldn't even tell me the country. I didn't want to seem meddlesome, so I stayed quiet. But inside, something was screaming that this woman, this perfect bride, wasn't what she seemed. A week before the wedding, I visited Emily's bridal fitting. She looked breathtaking. The gown was elegant, sparkling, pure white. But when she saw me, her expression changed instantly. "Margaret, what are you doing here?" "I came to support you," I said, smiling. "You're family now," she forced a laugh. "That's sweet. But I already have my bridesmaids." And just like that, she turned her back on me. Later that day, I overheard two of her bridesmaids whispering near the fitting room. One said, "She's so paranoid about her wedding colors. I swear she's hiding something." The other replied, "She just doesn't want her secret coming out." Her secret. Those two words set my heart racing. A few nights later, I was cleaning Daniel's old room when I noticed an envelope on his desk. It was addressed to him but hadn't been opened. Curiosity got the better of me. I shouldn't have, but I opened it. Inside were photographs. Emily, but not the Emily we knew. Her hair was darker, her clothes different. She was standing beside a man holding his hand. On the back of one photo, there were words scribbled in messy handwriting. "You can't run forever. My hands went cold." Was this man her ex? Was she hiding from someone? Or worse, had she done something? The next day I confronted her gently. "Emily," I said, "is there something you want to tell me? Maybe about your past?" Her eyes darkened. "Why would you ask that?" I mentioned the photos, carefully, not accusingly. Her face went pale. Then she smiled again, that same eerie calmness. "Oh, those? Just a stalker. From years ago. Nothing to worry about, but her voice trembled slightly. She quickly changed the subject, asking about flowers, decorations, anything to deflect. I wanted to believe her. I really did. But deep down I knew she was lying. The night before the wedding, I got a call from an unknown number. When I answered, a man's voice whispered, "She's not who you think she is." "Who is this?" I demanded, but the line went dead. My heart pounded. I barely slept that night. The next morning, I decided I'd get to the truth, no matter what it took. The church was filled with music, laughter, and light. Emily looked angelic, like innocence itself, and Daniel, my sweet boy, couldn't take his eyes off her. But as I watched them, I noticed something strange. Every time someone took a photo, Emily flinched slightly, like she was scared of the flash. Then, out of the corner of my eye, I saw a man standing at the back of the church. He was watching Emily intensely, and the moment their eyes met, her face went white as a ghost. After the ceremony, while everyone moved to the reception hall, I quietly approached the man. He looked rough, tired, desperate. "Who are you?" I asked. He looked at me sadly. "I'm her husband." The world spun around me. "That's impossible," I said. "She's marrying my son." He shook his head. "She never divorced me. She ran away, took everything, changed her name." My breath caught in my throat. He handed me a folded paper, a marriage certificate. And there it was, Emily's real name. And his. I felt sick. My son was marrying a woman already married to another man. That night, while everyone danced and laughed, I stood in the shadows, watching Emily smile at Daniel, the same smile she'd probably once given this man. I had two choices: expose her immediately, or wait and gather proof. I chose to wait, because if she'd fooled everyone this far, I needed to make sure her fall was complete, public, and undeniable. Over the next few days, I contacted the man again. His name was Peter. He told me everything. Emily had met him overseas. They'd married quickly, and soon after, she emptied his accounts and vanished. When he saw her wedding announcement online, with my son, he booked a flight here just to stop her. Together, we planned how to reveal the truth. The day of the wedding reception arrived. Hundreds of guests, lights, cameras. Emily looked radiant, pretending her world was perfect. When it was my turn to give a speech, I stood up, trembling. But not with fear, with purpose. "Today," I began softly, "I want to thank Emily for bringing light into my son's life." Everyone smiled. Emily's face softened, relieved. Then I continued. "But sometimes light can hide the darkest shadows." Whispers began. Emily's smile froze. I turned toward the back of the room. "Peter," I called. "Would you join us?" Gasps filled the hall. Peter walked in, holding the marriage certificate. Emily's face turned pale. "Margaret, what are you doing?" she hissed. I looked her in the eyes. "I'm doing what a mother must do, protecting her son." Peter placed the paper on the table. The crowd went silent. The certificate was clear proof. Same photo, same signature, same woman. Guests began murmuring. Cameras clicked. Daniel looked shattered. "Emily, is this true?" Tears streamed down her face. "I can explain." But there was no explanation that could erase what she'd done. Emily ran out of the hall, humiliated. Peter followed, shouting her name. Daniel sat in silence, staring at the floor. I wanted to hug him, but I knew he needed space. Later that night, he came to my room. "Mom," he whispered, "you saved me." He was heartbroken, but free. The next morning, Emily's family vanished from town. Peter pressed charges overseas. Daniel took a long time to heal. He deleted every photo, every message, everything that reminded him of her and me. I learned that even the prettiest smiles can hide the darkest lies. Sometimes evil doesn't come with warning signs. Sometimes it comes wearing white, smiling sweetly, asking you to stay out of the light. But truth has a way of shining through, no matter how carefully it's buried. And as a mother, I realized something powerful that day. Love isn't blind. it just needs the courage to see. A year later, Daniel met someone new, someone real. Her name was Claire. She was honest, kind, grounded. When they married, she looked me in the eye and said, "Margaret, wear whatever color you like. Your family, and this time I wore white, not to steal the spotlight, but to remind everyone and myself that truth always outshines deceit. Betrayal breaks hearts, but truth rebuilds them stronger."